20 curvy models hotter than Kate Upton. Kate Upton is a beautiful young woman. Talented and extremely accomplished, she is one of the best known and highest paid people in her profession today while receiving opportunities to branch out into things like acting. Fantastic at what she does for a living, that may play a part in the supreme amount of confidence in herself that she seems to exude in every picture. On top of that, she has curves in all of the right places and seems happy to wear clothes that show off what she is working with, which is always going to be well received by many. That said, considering that Kate's job relies entirely on her looks, deservedly so, as she is gorgeous, it left us reflecting on several other models whose looks appear to fly under the surface a lot. Included in that list of people that we're surprised don't receive more attention are some that arguably are even more attractive than Ms. Upton, who seems to be the talk of the town. We have no interest in deriding how anyone looks, least of all this popular young model, but we do want to celebrate the looks of some women we feel go underappreciated by some. That is what inspired us to put together this list of 20 models that are hotter than Kate Upton. In order for someone to be considered for inclusion on this list, she first needs to be well known as a model, at least by a sizable group of people. Next, they need to be seen as curvier than most of today's models, who are often stick-thin. Additionally, that person doesn't have to be a household name. That said, we included glamour models among those we considered. The only other requirement is that she needs to be attractive enough for us to feel that she's actually hotter than Kate Upton. Finally, we want to make it clear that we realize that beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and everyone may not agree with our choices. However, we do feel that there is a strong argument to be made. 11. Tess Henstra. Yet another plus-size model that is represented by a number of agencies online, including Dominique Models Agency and LE Management. We're guessing she has a lot of offers coming in. Someone who has been featured in more scandalous and high-fashion style images. Looking at a photo of her, you may not be shocked that she is great in every category. Born with eyes that have a smoky and sultry quality to them, Tess Henstra is someone who we would find impossible to look away from if we saw her in person. Possessing a body that we'd love to see slip out of the clothes she helps sell, her ability to look sexy when dressed down or highly processed makes her stand out even against someone like Kate Upton. 12. Louise O'Reilly. A passionate person who loves all things media, including her favorite film, The Devil Wears Prada. That is one example of what makes Louise O'Reilly stand out. We say that because she isn't only a model but she also blogs, which serves to show people that she is a lovely woman, both inside and out. Represented by the Morgan Agency, which shepherds the careers of actors, photographers, and models, they should feel fortunate to have someone who seems so genuine to work with. A blonde model who reminds us of the pin-up style that was prominent in decades past, Louise would look fantastic beaming out from the wall of a garage any day of the week. 13. Candice Huftine. An international model who has IMG models serving as her representative, Candice Huftine is a former beauty pageant queen who we can't get enough of. Featured in the pages of magazines like CR Fashion Book, Italian Vogue, American Vogue, W, V Magazine, ID, and Glamour, she has also worked with some of the top names in the industry behind the camera. A bewitching brunette who is shapely in the best ways possible, her body and face are a total knockout combination that makes her a total stunner. In fact, we'd say that the only thing we don't like about her career so far is that she hasn't received her just due. 14. Robyn Lawley. Only the second plus-size model who was tapped to appear on the cover of Elle France, Robyn Lawley is no stranger to having to walk barely trodden roads in the fashion industry. She was also the first woman of her size that Ralph Lauren used to promote their product, and she has also worked with a number of the top brands in the world. Even more than that, she was the first plus-size model to appear in the pages of the Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue. If bikinis were sentient beings that were able to take delight when worn on a body that makes them look their best, they would have been celebrating her hiring far and wide because she makes them totally sing. 15. Tara Lynn. Born in Tacoma, Washington, Tara Lynn managed to take the fashion world by storm as soon as she was featured in V&L magazine as a plus-size model. Also someone who was tapped to appear on the cover of Vogue Italia, Glamour, and Time magazine, she has proven herself to be a great person to help sell issues of any publication. If you are like us and love to look at attractive women, then that probably won't come as a shock to you, as she has a body that is just dying to be unleashed on the planet. 16. Katya Zharkova. We have to admit that we had no idea that the Republic of Belarus existed, and while we ask you to forgive our ignorance, we will never forget about it anytime soon. That is because Katya Zharkova was born there, and we would totally mourn the loss if she was suddenly taken from us today, despite the fact that we've never met her and likely won't in our lifetime. Considered the first plus-size model who stemmed from the country, she also broke ground when she was the first model of that kind to appear in the Russian version of Cosmopolitan. A blonde bombshell who has curves for days, the size of her hips almost seems cartoonish if it wasn't so enticing. 17. Melissa Macy. One of many plus-size models on this list. If you ever thought for a second that the women that serve that purpose don't stack up to their skinnier counterparts, we're here to show you how wrong that is. Someone who works with companies like Wilhelmina Modeling, Dorothy Combs Models, and several more, if we wanted our clothes to sing, we'd be desperate to track her down too. As a result of that, it makes perfect sense that there are so many avenues to contact her, as people this hot don't just grow on trees. Possessing a glorious body, still, for us, it is her awe-inspiring face that makes her more attractive than Kate Upton. 18. Danielle Line. A model based out of Los Angeles, California, it makes perfect sense that Danielle Line needed to make sure that her body looks good in swimwear, which served her career choice well. Employed by several designers and brands, she has worked with the Jessica Simpson Collection, Rachel Pally, SWAJ Designs, Curvy Girl Clothing, and Juicy Couture to name a small sampling. In short, this beautiful blonde bombshell is a go-to model for a number of important people, which makes perfect sense to us as we'd love to be where she is too. 19. Kaela Humphries. Another plus-size model whose career has garnered a lot of attention, including when it was revealed that she dropped 40 pounds prior to finding her current profession. There is another reason why she is famous. The former sister-in-law of Kim Kardashian, through her brother, basketball player Kris Humphries, being related for a lightning rod like that is an opportunity if you use it right. Signed by New York's Ford modeling agency during her career, which showed a major power broker in the industry that saw huge potential in her, it was a huge deal for Kaela Humphries. Blessed with skin that looks soft and supple to the touch, a vibe that makes it seem like she is a vibrant woman, and a curvy body, we totally get why they invested in her career. 20. Denise Bidot. A plus-size fashion model from Miami, Florida, Denise Bidot broke ground when she was the first woman of her size to walk the runway for 2 straight-size brands during New York Fashion Week. Chosen to represent major companies like Nordstrom, Forever 21, Target, Old Navy, Lane Bryant, Levi's, and Macy's, she has been steadily employed in the industry for years. Also a part of several TV shows, including Nuvotv's Curvy Girls and HBO's Obla Women, one of Denise's greatest strengths is the body-positive image she espouses. Someone with a bountiful chest and booty, to say the least. When you then factor in her gorgeous face, she surpasses the looks of Kate Upton in our book.